So I have 52,000 miles on my Tesla Model Y, and I have the charging history. You can access your charging history by clicking on your profile in the top right of the Tesla app. And then from there, go to Account, and then go to Charging, and then you'll see a tab that says History. You can click that, and then you can export that into an Excel file, which is what I did. So I wanted to show you what it costs to supercharge my Tesla over 50,000 miles. Now, I haven't gone to a supercharger, obviously, every single time, but I wanted to show you what the average cost was at a supercharger, and then how much all of that cost with me going across the country 6 times, Las Vegas multiple times, California, Utah. I've been all over in my Model Y. So that was 6,954 kilowatts of energy pooled at an average of 34.5 cents. Now, when I first bought my Tesla, people like to talk about the cost of charging. It was about 25, 28, 24, 25, 24, 31 cents per kilowatt hour. Again, the average 34.5 cents per kilowatt hour. If you take 6,954 kilowatts times 0.345692307692308, that equates to $2,385.34. I did a cross-country trip, and the cost of that is now about half of what it costs gas. And that also depends on how efficient is your gas car and all of those things. So there's various factors that go into that. The other thing is charging at home with an electric vehicle is the key. Now, through your energy provider, you can actually get special rates specifically for your EV to charge like after 11 p.m. at night. So for me, it cost me 14 cents per kilowatt hour, but after 11 p.m., it cost me 8 or 9 cents per kilowatt hour. So you're able to continue to reduce the cost. If you're not going to do road trips on these things, that cuts the charging costs. For this average, you know, if we go off of 14 cents per kilowatt hour, that cuts it more than in half. It's like about 30% less of a cost. So if we do 6,954 kilowatts times 0.14, that would only be $973 to do all the charging that I did specifically from superchargers. So $2,385, that's what it costs. I've been to 206 separate superchargers. There were a couple in here that were doubled up. So in previous videos, I said I'd been to 218. The other thing is when you're buying an electric vehicle, I generally tell people like, look, if you want to buy a Mustang Mach-E, if you want to buy an 94, if you want to buy the Ioniq 6 or the Ioniq 5, I don't care. Like, I'm not partial to Tesla. The reason that I recommend Tesla is because I like to, if you were to recommend something to a friend, if you're telling a friend to spend 60, 50, hey, it's okay, give me paw. Hey, sit, give me paw. Good boy. What I like to say is, if you're looking someone in the eye and they're asking you, how should I spend $40, $50, $60,000 on a car? In my experience, the Tesla charging network and the cars have been excellent. Telling someone to go buy a Mustang Mach-E or buy an ID4, while I know a lot of people have great experiences with those cars, they rely on a third-party charging network. And that's what I caution them about. If you're like, I like the car, I'm not taking it on road trips, then fine. I say, hey, buy whatever EV you want. I had a lady email me recently. Her and her husband both retired. Her husband bought a Model Y. She bought an ID4. She had to take it into service because there were glitches where her infotainment was shutting off. And then service, you know, everyone talks about Tesla service being bad, but VW couldn't even address the issues. They got back to her and said there's nothing we can do after 3 weeks of them having the car. It's been a constant battle for her. So that's what I caution you against. VW, Ford, Hyundai, they're all going through the issues that Tesla fought through 10 years ago already. So yes, it seems like they're catching up on paper, but with battery technology and especially the charging network with Tesla not opening it up yet, which I also don't think they should because they had the foresight to build a proprietary charging network and have their cars vertically integrated into it. So that was very smart and ahead of their time. And then once all these other companies saw that Tesla was being successful, they decided to start building EVs and cash in. The problem is now Tesla has control of the supply chain. They understand the supply chain with battery technology and how to build a car efficiently and how to put all of those components together. And Elon Musk has always said the best part is no part. So they're minimalistic and they're just trying to reduce the amount of problems that the cars have. The battery efficiency and motor efficiency is great, and the charging network's excellent. And it cost me $2,384 to charge mine at Superchargers on about a 2.5-year period. So that's what it costs. That's my recommendation. Again, if you're looking to buy an EV, one of the key things is you have to have a charging plan. If you don't have a place to charge your car, owning an EV is going to suck. It's going to be very annoying. You have to go sit at a supercharger for 30 minutes. The only reason you should be using superchargers or third-party chargers is because you're on a road trip, or sometimes you're in a pinch around town, but most of the time you're going to be totally fine. So I wanted to share that information with you and show you how you can pull that out. And if you want to watch me do a Tesla road trip, you're going to want to click this video right here where I do a road trip across the country. That should show you what that experience is going to be like, as well as me reviewing some billboards.